Joe Frazier could not answer the call to come out for the 15th round. And I tell you what, it must have broken his heart not to be able to, because those two did hate each other, and to have to sit on that stool and admit he couldn't come out and face the last round must have been a big moment for Joe Frazier. It certainly cost them a war of words ever since then, and if Ali was the butterfly, we've now got the man, Anthony Mundine. And Anthony, well, you've got the ability to polarise people. They love you or hate you, but the good thing is that they all paid to watch you.
No, it's good. Everything went to plan. My first fight, so I'm really just focusing on getting ready and prepare for my next one, which is in 3 weeks' time, and hopefully everything will go well with that too.
I know that you felt under pressure in your career as a footballer for various reasons or another, but you know, I've said constantly that really the public is behind you, even if they might boo and carry on. They do respect you for speaking your mind, but mate, aren't you embarking on a very difficult course to turn away from a promotional dream team like Alan Jones and Brian Walsh, who helped you through that first fight, and just to go on alone with your father at the helm?
Oh, not really. I mean, you know, I'm grateful for what Alan and the promotion department done. You know, it was all their prerogative in the first place. You know, they approached me, and Alan wanted to help me with my start of my career, and you know, I thank you for that. But you know, there was a misunderstanding for the next one, and you know, we really want to control our own destiny. You know, being my family, me and my dad, and we feel that you know, it's time that we, as a team, you know, handle our own affairs and show people that we can do it for ourselves.
Look, I don't know why Alan Jones decided to promote Anthony Mundine on that fight, but I do know that as soon as the decision was made, I got up and left my seat and I walked out. I had to get away from the place quickly. Alan Jones, I walked past him in tears. He was looking at you, and he felt like obviously that he'd helped you fulfill a dream. What's transpired since that you two have split up, and Brian Walsh, because it's the sort of thing that that doesn't seem to be good for your career to keep burning bridges like that.
Oh, it's not about burning bridges. I mean, you know, I didn't build the bridge in the first place to burn it. So, you know,
are you going to speak to them about it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I talk to Al every now and then, and you know, obviously, you know, hopefully we can come to some common ground and you know, see what happens. But I'm not, you know, focused on that. I'm focused on what I have to do in 3 weeks' time, and that's what I've been preparing, training-wise and mentally, on that.
All right, well, everyone had their comment to make about the Jared Zoss fight. How did you feel yourself? Did you think that you showed enough to yourself that you're going into your next fight with a lot of confidence?
I think I did all that I had to do, you know, to win and to, you know, look good. So I went out there confident, and I knew that, you know, I wanted to do a good job on Jared. He's had 20 or so fights. It's my first one. What can I say? I mean, I'm going to have another fight in another 3 weeks' time, and I just want to build and progress to a world champion.
Your next fight, and we'll be looking at him pretty closely in a second, Nick Tamafai. He's been described as a journeyman because his record's only 50-50. I think he's won 8 and lost 8, but he can fight on his night. This is not a setup. I think that obviously Jared Zoss is hand-picked because you couldn't afford to lose your first fight, but this next one presents more of a risk.
I mean, I wouldn't say Jared was a hand-picked. I mean, the guy had 25. He had 25. I mean, a lot of people, you know, had their opinion, but in the end, you know, it's a progress, and I'm going to fight good fighters on my way to my dream. And this next guy I'm going to fight, Timothy, I mean, he can punch. He's been around. He's had about 30 or so fights, and you know, I'm ready to take him on too.
How did this transpire? Because Jones and Walsh are out of your corner now. How did you find this fighter, and how are you going to promote it?
You know, we're just trying to do our thing. You know, obviously, you know, I choreographed everything that I wanted to go on that night with, you know, the entrance or just the event, and you know, we want to do something similar at the Horton, but we have to do everything different, you know. So I'm looking forward to it.
Anthony, the news from overnight is that Joe Calzaghe stopped his opponent Omar Shika in 5, and that was the 6th time that he's defended that super middleweight title in the WBO ranks successfully. So that's good and bad news for you, because he's been a bit sluggish lately. He has come back into good form. He says he's been battling injury and a little bit of sickness over the past couple of years. Is he your eventual target? Because a lot of people that aren't in your camp are sort of starting this match-up already. They want to see you fight this guy for that title.
Well, you know, it's a long way from now, but you know, whoever's the champion at the time, when I think I'm ready, you know, to fight for the title, and I climb the ladder like I should do, then it doesn't matter who's there. I'm gonna you know, hopefully get a shot, and whether it's Joe Kawasaki or whoever, you know, I'm gonna go out there and give it my best shot.
All right, mate. Look, the boxing and football demands on the body are very different. You can't afford to carry any weight in boxing, but in rugby league it helps to have a bit of body mass there to absorb the constant tackling. You've obviously trimmed down a lot. Yep. What was your thoughts about going into this Rabbitohs display match against the American Tomahawks? Because there's a charity match organised for next weekend. You're in or out, depending on who you talk to. Bob Millwood says that from the Dragons that he'd be happy to release you to play, having signed an agreement that you wouldn't play for any other team other than the Dragons. Yeah,
I mean, you know, I've spoken to South obviously, and you know, they want me to do it, you know, to help them out, you know, and for charity, so it's for a good cause. But unfortunately, you know, I have a bout in 3 weeks' time, and you know, I'm focused on that. And in the contract which I signed to release from St George, who I signed in front of a board of directors, you know, states that I can't play for anyone pretty much this year.
Wouldn't it have been a silly move to fight him anyway, to appear in the football game anyway, because you run the risk of injury so close to what's an important fight for you?
Oh, you do, yeah, you do. But I mean, obviously football's been a part of my life ever since I was a 4-year-old. So, you know, I pretty much know how to take it and try and avoid injury. Just keep passing the ball.
All right. Well, of course, the other news in boxing is that Evander Holyfield did win a unanimous points decision in his match against John Ruiz. So he's back on his way, perhaps, to unifying that world heavyweight title, giving it some respect.